that music's a little bit different than it normally is. Hello, good evening. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I like that actually. I like that little change. I don't know if that's just like random, but I just click a button and it just kind of does it. So I don't know. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Jason, aka Woo Woo J Train. This evening, we're gonna do what we normally do. We're gonna draft a dinger. Dale is here. Missed out on the Badge Bros draft earlier. I did too. That's all right. Still hung out, had a good time. Enjoyed listening to those guys always. And crew noting his highest owned player is Mr. Thumbnail. Yeah, Brandon Pfaadt. He's up there for me too. In keeping with my silly pun names for my streams, I feel like that one was pretty good actually. So, yeah, he is. Let me look at my exposures real quick. I want to say he's my second highest owned pitcher right now. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Yep, second highest. Let's look at dingers only. And I know I'm not sharing my screen. I'm just looking to look. Brandon Woodruff, 33.8%. Right behind him, Brandon Pfaadt, 29.2%, and then Gavin Williams at 24.6%. So yeah, I'm in on the Brandon Pfaadt breakout. There's not much that I like in that range too, so it just kind of like seems to work out. I do have a friend checking out if like what the lobby looks like, so I will let you guys know when I hop in. So I'll let you know what I hear back on the test there. Dan, what's up, man? How are you doing? Welcome in. Good evening. Haven't had a chance to check out your Drafting Dodgers. I saw like a few minutes here and there, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and knock out a whole thing. So I'll definitely check that out. But yeah, let's see what we've got as far as the lobby is concerned. Okay. Actually, perfect. So it sucks for me, but it's good for you guys. We have a lobby that's basically fully open. So if you want to draft with me, go ahead and hop on in. We need 10 people. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Bjorn. I checked it too. I actually didn't really mean to click the button, but I did. So I'm gonna do 2 drafts at once again. But I'm not going to stream both because that was a train wreck the last time I tried to do that. So go ahead and pull it up here. So here is our draft we're in. Zoom in a little bit. Hopefully that makes it a little bit easier to see. Although we'll see what it looks like when it pulls up. Lately, I have been doing something a little bit different or trying to do something a little bit different with my pitching than I have in the past. So it looks like I drew the 8 slot. So finally, I'm not in the 10 hole. So that's fun. Dan, you're in 10. That sucks. Cruz at 11. TK's at 12. Turbo, welcome in, man. You're at 7. Guy Hockey Hooligans in here. FK Coolers is in here. A lot of names you recognize. Yeah, I see you there in the 1.2. Nice little draw there. The 1.2 is like it's a fun spot because if you get the person who takes Judge over Ohtani, you're like, okay, I'll take Ohtani. Like I don't feel bad 1 through 4. Like I don't care which of those 4 guys I get. Like if I'm the 4th pick. So I think 4th is my preferred slot right now. But had a little trouble getting 1 through 4 lately. So let me pull up my other draft. Oops. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry. I'm 1 pick away. I drew the 8 in this one. Let's do a gunner team. I don't have much gunner. Oops. I missed the button. Hold on. I got this now. All right, let's go to the draft that we care about, which is this guy. Oops, wrong one. Sorry, see, this is why I can't do 2 drafts at the same time, because I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Can I put one on my phone? Let's try this. That we don't have to keep toggling back and forth. Okay, anyway, moving on. Somehow I got the 8th pick in both of them. That's interesting. Let's see. FK Ellie went 1.2 in 3 drafts last night. Wow, really? That's crazy. I haven't seen him go that early. He's having a hell of a spring, so that probably doesn't hurt. Let's do 2 gunner teams. I'm gonna draft 2 gunner teams at the same time. Let's see how this goes. It's gonna go great, I'm sure. I don't have much Gunnar Henderson right now. I wish I had more. I'm gonna look at my exposure on him real quick. So if he's there, I've been trying to get to him a little bit more because prior to this draft, I am at 6%. So that's actually not horrible, but I definitely want to be at least even with the field on him because he's so freaking good. And the Orioles are, one of the better stacks that one can come up with. So I don't love Colton Cowser, his price. I was loading up on him earlier. Just, I don't know, just kind of like concerns about playing time crept in for me with him. So I kind of backed off. But Jordan Westberg's price has risen like crazy, so he's a little bit harder to click now. So the Orioles aren't like the easiest stack to pull off if you don't really like the prices on those guys. And I'm not like a huge Adley fan, but I probably should get more of him than I think I've drafted him 1 time so far. I'm just gonna do a Gunnar Vlad start here. Trying to get as much Vlad as I can because I love him as a 2nd rounder. I'm at 16% right now on Vlad, so that feels pretty good. I don't love leaving the first 2 rounds without an outfielder, but I've had this slot once or twice recently, and I feel like it kind of works out. But we'll see what you all let me do. So, this will be the only stream that I do on this channel this week during the week. I am working on one for Saturday. Working on getting a guest for that, and that one is going to be very, very fun. So trying to get the final time and stuff worked out, but I'm excited to stream with a guy that I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll tweet that out once I have it booked, probably maybe Friday or something, because I'm probably going to do noon or 1 on Saturday, but I'll let you guys know if you want to fill one out. Billy, what's up, man? 18 watching, only 4 likes. Well, that's because 14 people hate me. So, but that's fine. That's not bad. Just bump. Turbo, saw you a couple nights ago. I don't know about last night. Got some investors in. I don't know about the new email. I don't know what you're talking about, Turbo. Oh, gotcha. The lobbies were so weird that you're worried about teams getting canceled. I get that. I totally get that. I always I try to at least pay somewhat attention. I definitely pay attention to what's going on around me, but I probably need to do a better job. Right now I'm 8 picks away. I'm not keeping track of Double Down's team necessarily. I need to do a better job of that. But sometimes I'll just have a team that I'm like, how is this being built? And then I'll look at somebody else and they took Bryce Terang at 40. And I'm like, okay, well that solves that mystery. Neon Dolphins loves Pfaadt, but scares me. He's been touted as a sleeper by every analyst under the sun. It seems like he's everyone's favorite. Yeah, that always gets a little concerning. I think I truly do believe that he could take a big leap. If memory serves, he finished the year really strong last year, and he is a former top prospect. So it's not like this is coming out of nowhere. Kind of loading up on him right now because I'm seeing the same thing you are. And his price is probably only going to increase and increase. So if I can get him where I've been getting him and just kind of load up on him early, I'm not going to like back off, but I don't know that I want to be over 30% on any pitcher because it's just horrifying with injuries. Let's do, well, I have the Vlad, so let's go ahead and stack him with Santander, which I know is going to be popular, but I really don't care. Not going to worry about chalk too much early in drafts. I have quite a bit of Santander, actually. Before he started rising, I was kind of getting into him quite a bit, but now for me, he's kind of turned into a stack only type guy with Vlad. I will take him one off here and there, but 32. What's his ADP? I think it's. Oops, I can't type. Hold on. Oh my goodness gracious. Santander, there he is. ADP 31. Yeah, that's a little difficult. FK Cooler's got to ease back on Mackenzie Gore, but his ADP keeps falling and you keep taking him. Yeah, he's one of those guys that like I feel like we've been waiting for him to break out for, I mean, I'm gonna exaggerate. It feels like 10 years, but it's probably only been like 3 or 4. Like every year we just want him to take that next leap, and it just hasn't like happened over the course of an entire season. So I don't have much of him, but I do need to correct that because I think you could take a leap. I am not going to go with Oatmeal Ian Happ. I'm going to go with Riley Green. Another guy that I'm just kind of betting on, taking a leap this year. I'm on the clock in my other draft, which is a Gunnar, Bryce, and Julio team currently. So that's fun. Let's go ahead and do Hap on this one. There we go. I'm going to try to build 2 Gunner teams at the same time. Hopefully they will be different enough. We'll see. So currently just a 0-2-2 build. Gunnar Henderson and Vlad Guerrero Jr. are the infielders, and then I've got Anthony Santander and Riley Green in the outfield. Let me pull up the draft board, which I'm horrible at remembering to do. Mike Trout went pretty early, 37 here to TK. He hit a home run today, and that made me extremely happy. I mean, I'm not going to like celebrate Mike Trout home runs in the spring training because him hitting the ball hard is not the problem. His body falling apart is. So it's going to be a stressful season for me with how much Trout I have. I've been working him back in more lately. I'm at 27.6% right now. And this is across all contests. So let's do just the dinger, 26.2. So yeah, I'm in on Trout. I do have 30% almost Fernando Tatis Jr. A big part of that is I keep getting these like, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spots, which has been okay lately because I've gotten a couple of Yordan Tatis starts and those feel so good. But Tatis strikes me as like, I don't know, maybe just trying to equate something that happened 2 years ago, like the Ronald Acuna thing, right? So in 23, Acuna was going, I don't know, like wasn't he like third, fourth, fifth, something kind of like in the middle of drafts? I don't exactly remember, but that was the year he just went absolutely freaking nuts and was the highest scoring player by far, I think. When I think of like power speed combinations that can put up that type of a season, probably not to that, like Tatis is not stealing 70 bases, but when I think of first rounders who have like an infinite ceiling, Tatis kind of jumps to mind. So hopefully he can play a full year this year. We can actually finally see it all put together. Going to be on the clock here. Let's see. We've got Gunnar, Vlad, Santander, and Riley Green. Let's see. I'm just going to play the hits. Like Christian Yelich is just so underpriced right now. I always worry about back stuff. Like back issues really suck and can linger. But my MO this year has been just trying to absolutely load up at outfield early because it does get pretty ugly later on. And Yelich is he's just too cheap in the 60s. I don't understand. Well, if people are scared by the back lane, then it kind of makes sense. But Cruz saying, yeah, Tatis is just hitting his prime age. Yeah, I feel like I'll speak for myself. It feels like he's been around a lot longer than he has. It wasn't too long ago that my dear White Sox were trading him for James Effin Shields. But yes, he is entering his prime years. And just want to see him put it all together for one full year. Why does Jordan go before Schwarber? Because I think if you look at, projections and stuff like that, pretty sure he has like the third highest or fourth highest points per plate appearance number. I'd have to we'd look at the Stacking Dingers guys, like watch one of their episodes where they're, talking about outfielders, or it might have been on the Stacking episode. I don't remember exactly when it was, but follow Stacking Dingers and watch their stuff anyway. I'm going to go with Luis Robert Jr. here. I'm going to try to work some more of him in. But I think that's why Nick is like Jordan's problem has always been he always he seems to miss this stretch of time that makes his his overall numbers of points may not be as impressive as Schwarber's or something like that. But I think that is kind of a misguided way to draft. Like he's just one of the best pure hitters in the league. I have no problem with Jordan going over Schwarber, but others might prefer Schwarber, and that's totally fine. I'm going to probably be just a little over the field on Jordan. Right now, I am at 15%. Again, been getting a lot of back half draft slots. I do favor Tatis over basically anybody in that range. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to pull up the board. When you look at the first round, I favor Tatis over all these guys. Carroll, I kind of go back and forth with Carroll and Tatis. Like Carroll sucked for a good portion of the year last year, and he still put up what was it, 1,600? Or was that the year before? 1,477. So Carroll was bad for a very good chunk of the year and still put up a pretty nice total. It would seem that shoulder injury is behind him, so hopefully that's the case, and we see an uptick in power for him. But I don't see why Corbin Carroll can't, duplicate or exceed his rookie year. So yeah, I've been kind of trading back and forth with Carroll and Tatis, but Tatis is the guy that I favor over pretty much all those guys in the back half. Going to be up soon with a 0-2-4 build. Again, the infielders, Gunnar Henderson, Vlad Guerrero. The outfielders, Santander, Riley Green, Christian Yelich, and Luis Robert Jr. Let's go ahead and take our first pitcher. I'm going to go with, I'm actually going to go Michael King instead of Pablo Lopez, because I have a lot of Pablo Lopez. And I just want to kind of try to smooth out my pitcher exposures if I can. The other Gunner team, if you guys care at all, is Gunner, Bryce, and then the outfield, J-Rod, Happ, Bellinger, and Yelich on that one. So same build, 0-2-4. Probably will do the same thing in that draft where I'm taking pitchers in this spot. This is such a great range for pitching. I once again have zero interest in Stephen Kwan. I have less interest in Lane Thomas than I do in Stephen Kwan. Josh Naylor, I don't like the huge downgrade in lefty home runs that Arizona is over Cleveland. Like you can put up a lot of runs in Arizona, but lefty power, specifically home runs, really struggles in that park. So I'm a little worried about him. So like this is it's just a sweet spot for pitching. You pretty much can't go wrong. Underdog Slow putting out low dollar time box contests for MLB. Yeah, I think if I had to guess, like I don't know anything, but if I had to guess, they just probably want to see the fill rate on the dinger go up a little bit more before they start doing that. I'm going to take Spencer Strider. I'm going to load up on him before we get great news about his return. I'm manifesting this. I'm hoping that he's ahead of schedule, because if he is, like, you're getting one of the top, and this is being conservative, top 3 pitchers in all of baseball in the 8th, sometimes 9th round. So I'm hoping he only misses like 3 starts, maybe 4 at the most. I can weather that storm. I feel like pitching scores, I'd have to look, and we can look at this if you go to Sweating Dingers, so sweating-dingers.com. It's our guy Aiden Tist Onion Wings on Twitter X if you want to follow him. But he has this site where we can look at last year's data, and it'll update with this season stuff. But I want to look at the pitching scores in the first couple of weeks of the season. The first week is always going to be weird because I'm pretty sure it's a little bit longer than normal. Like the season starts on a Thursday. And so the first scoring period is that Thursday through the following Sunday, when normally it's just, Monday through Sunday. But I feel like pitching scores in the first couple weeks are going to be a little bit lower because guys just aren't going to be throwing their full allotment of innings yet. Like not all of them, some of them will, but I don't know. I want to look at that, because if that's the case and pitcher scoring is lower early on, it makes me feel even better about Strider, because I'm not as worried about getting buried by heavy pitching scores in that first couple of weeks. And pitching doesn't separate all that much anyway. So it's just a play. The Strider thing for me is just a play where it's like, if I get a team or teams to the playoffs, if his advance rate is 11% across contests and I've got, 20% of him or whatever, like I'm going to have more in the field, theoretically. And I'll feel pretty good about that. So we'll see how it shakes out. Strider pick was tough but fair. Yeah, and it was a little ahead of ADP, but nothing crazy. For being behind it, outfield, I really like the team. Nice blend of floor and upside. Yeah, if I'm gonna go 2 infield, I pretty much have to get. You got to get at least 3, in my opinion, in the first 7 rounds of a draft. I want to have 3 outfielders if I can. Having any less than that feels pretty horrible. We are on the clock. Glasnow just went. And what do we want to do here? Let's go ahead and take another pitcher. I'm going to go with Hunter Brown. Where'd we go? Oh, boy. All right, got it. Nailed it. I like Hunter Brown's chances this year. Is it me, or is it weird that Glasnow goes much farther behind Strider and DeGrom? Yeah, so if you watch the latest Stacking Dingers episode, which you should, they cover part 1 of their pitcher breakdown. And Brendan Tuma, who heads up, I think it's like MLB content at Underdog. I don't know what the exact title is, but he was on there giving just some awesome insight into pitching and stuff like that. And they talked about that. a little bit. I don't want to give away the sauce because you got to check it out. But they were kind of saying the same thing. Like Glasnow has the same, you know, injury proclivities, shall we say, as like a DeGrom. Maybe not to as extreme of a degree, but kind of, yeah. And he's going pretty far behind those guys. So I agree with that, crew. I think it's kind of weird that Glasnow is going so much further back in the draft. And I'm double the field right now on Glasnow. 16% feels pretty fine for him. All right. So let's go ahead. And I said that I don't like Adley all that much, but I don't want to keep building the same Baltimore stacks. So I'm just going to take Adley because this is only the second time I'm drafting him. It's not that I don't like Adley. It's just like I don't love investing, you know, 9th, 10th round or better draft capital and a catcher necessarily. But Adley's he's just a great pure hitter. Kind of down last year, like points total wise. And I don't know if he missed any time. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we see his walks went down pretty substantially. And that was basically the difference. Walks and a few fewer runs. So yeah, that Adley stack with Gunnar is not unique in any way, shape, or form, but it's unique to my portfolio. So just wanted to kind of do something a little bit different than what I've done in the past. We've got Nick doesn't like Hunter Brown. Well, it's too bad. He's not expensive Mitch Keller. No, we're not doing that. I mean, he might wind up being, but I don't agree. I think Hunter Brown I think he's just tapping into hopefully what he can become. Turbo, I don't think it's weird. Those guys have actually thrown innings before. Well, Glasnow has literally never done this. Yeah, upside's obvious. Yeah, well, true. I mean, what's the most innings Glasnow's ever thrown in a season? Like 120 or something like that. Like it's not great. So I totally get it. Let's do on the other team. I'm gonna get Tyler O'Neill in this little stack. He was gone. When did Tyler O'Neill go? 100? Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked to make that click if he was around, but 134 last year, Turbo, yeah. Yeah. Career high last year, trending up. You would hope. That would be lovely. What's up, John? Thank you for hopping in, man. If you guys are in here and you do not follow Badge Bros, like I know they definitely overlap, but if you do not follow the Badge Bros, you need to do that immediately and make sure that you're watching their all their streams, but their Dinger streams are great too. John's a Glasnow bull, but his one knock is the 2-start potential as a Dodger starter. Season-long lens versus weekly scoring windows. Yeah, that's the big concern with Dodgers pitchers in general is, getting those 2-start weeks, especially in the playoffs, is absolutely humongous. I personally would love for that to go away. I don't know if that's even possible with the underdog scoring thing, but like the 2-start variance is kind of annoying. But you're right. I mean, the Dodgers are going to employ a 6-man rotation, and getting 2 starts out of them is going to be a little bit harder. Now, counter to that is you look at what happened to them last year. They like limped into the playoffs with like 3 actual starting pitchers, it felt like. They really had some trouble staying healthy last year. So, if a couple guys go down for a little bit, like you're not necessarily as worried about the 2-start thing. Let's do. I actually don't know what to do here. I'm gonna star Tanner Bybee. Yeah, let's just do Tanner Bybee. I could have gone McClanahan there too, but that feels fine. We'll see if McClanahan comes back. I know McClanahan is an absolute freaking animal. I feel like people have forgotten who Shane McClanahan is. So I'm excited for him to remind y'all who have forgotten. But Shane McClanahan is a freaking beast. Two problems with him, two concerns rather. We don't know how their new stadium, their temporary stadium, which is outdoors in Tampa in the summer. So we've got an exponential increase in rain delay likelihood from 0 in Tropicana Field to whatever. So that's a concern. They're probably going to cap him in 150 innings. They've already said that. Just how are they going to get him there? And then 3, kind of dovetailing with the rain delay thing. We don't really know, like we're hearing, what I've heard so far is that park plays like Yankee Stadium, but just outdoors in Florida. So that seems scary. Let's go ahead and go with the Jackson Holiday pick here to do the stack with Adley and Gunnar. Jackson Holiday had a lot of hype last year, and I don't remember where he wound up going, but I'm pretty sure it was higher than this. And he stunk to start the year and spent a lot of time in the minors. And when he came back up, he looked pretty solid. I do have concerns. Like, is there actual major league, like true major league power in that bat? I mean, we'll find out. But this is the number one prospect in all of baseball. And I'm operating under the assumption that they're just going to play him every single day this year. The Orioles have a lot of guys, so they can do a lot of different things, but I'm kind of banking on Jackson Holiday being an everyday player this year. So I don't have a ton of him. Currently sitting at 14% actually is more than I thought. So just kind of buying this, what I perceive to be a dip. I could be wrong, but like if he has a good spring or if he flashes some power, people are going to be like, oh yeah, that was the number one prospect at one time in an offense that we love, and his price will increase. So just kind of trying to get ahead of that a little bit. Sorry, I have to make a pick in this other draft. Bryce Miller, come on down. All right. So let me catch up here. Nick saying Glass now is injury prone, but so is every other Dodger. So I'll take the last one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's fair to say like Yamamoto's injury prone. Like, yes, he got hurt last year, but I don't know that means he's prone. Roki Sasaki, a little bit of concern there about his durability and innings limit. Clayton Kershaw's, 48 years old at this point. So who else we got? Dustin May has had trouble staying healthy. So yeah, there's a few Dodgers that have had some issues staying healthy. Turbo, that being said, Glass now is the Dodger pitcher I'll click of the bunch. Not often I do it. Just think the price difference in him and other guys mentioned is fair. Yeah. I have quite a bit of Yamamoto. I think that people are kind of sleeping on Yoshi Yamamoto. I'm at 20% right now. So yeah, I've been making that click a little bit here and there. 20% is a good number for that guy. All right, we've got a 4-4-4 build. Let's recap real quick. Pitching staff: Michael King, Spencer Strider, Hunter Brown, Tanner Bybee. Infield: Gunnar Henderson, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Adley Rutschman, and Jackson Holiday. And then the outfield is Anthony Santander, Riley Green, Christian Yelich, and Luis Robert Jr. So, got a little bit of stacking here. A 3-man Baltimore, a 2-man Toronto. If we can make some other stacks work, great. I'm not obsessed with stacking, but I will do it if the situation calls for it. Stacking definitely is a good thing. I have questions about how good it is. And Turbo just ruined my life by taking Parker Meadows, so I'm going to go ahead and ban him from the stream forever. Let's do... I don't want an infielder right now. It feels a little too early. You know what? Screw it. Nolan Jones. Don't suck. That's all I ask. Just don't suck, please. If you can hear my dog barking, I apologize. Let's see. Gonna come up soon. 445. I really do like the Nolan Jones back. You know what I was thinking earlier today, and I'm not saying it's the same situation, but like hearing the your only plan was old big dumper guy Cal Raleigh, who I really like this year. I don't blame you, man. It's okay. Don't worry. I know doing drafts on the stream, I'm gonna get quote sniped. I don't care. Barring that one time when like 3 consecutive players that I was gonna pick got sniped, and I shut all my lights off and almost shut the stream down. I was angry. Let's do. Streaming is hard. Streaming and drafting is hard. Let's do Pavetta. No. Pfaadt. Yes, I did it. Woo! Had to get the cover boy in, guys. I had to do it. He was not going to make it back to me. So I went ahead and went Brandon Pfaadt there, even though I really probably didn't need a pitcher there. Okay, so here's kind of my line of thinking with this team right now. Okay, so made 14 picks so far. Okay, 5-4-5 build. Started with Gunnar and Vlad. So I know basically every single week I should be getting a score from, more often than not, probably both of them. And so if I'm wrong, like this team, I've already invested this draft capital in these guys. So if I'm wrong, if one or both of them suck, this team's dead anyway. So my line of thinking is like infield is good. Like we're good, right? I don't need to touch infield with these 4 for a minute. So that's why I felt like I could add another outfielder, hope for the Nolan Jones bounce back, and then add a pitcher that I really didn't need in that situation, but that I just like. And he's the thumbnail guy, right? I gotta get the thumbnail guy in. Except for last time when it was Andrew Benintendi. No, that's literally never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Mr. Good Boy respecting Mr. Nolan Jones. Yes. Yep. Yeah, you heard her. She was very excited about me drafting Nolan Jones. Have you tried any weird setups like 8-5-7? Nah, 8-5-7. If I'm going to do a quote weird setup, it's going to be an 8-6-6 in some way, shape, or form. The only 8 builds that I like to do are 8 pitchers, 6 infielders, 6 outfielders, or 6-8-6. I do not like doing 8 outfielders. I feel like that position doesn't have enough juice to make that build viable. Because like if you're going to do an 8-6-6, if you're going to do a build where you have 8 players in one position, you have to do it correctly. My definition of correctly is you basically ignore that position for a few rounds. So if you're doing an 8-6-6 build, like you're absolutely doing a full 0 pitcher thing. Like maybe you can get an ace or like a close to ace kind of drop down and start your staff that way. But if you're doing an 8-6-6 in some way, shape, or form, I feel like you have to invest in those 6 positions first. So that's my spiel. I don't like a lot of stuff in this range. This is pretty brutal. I have to star something so that I don't take. God, can you imagine if I autoed Luis Ariz? Oh, you guys would never let me hear the end of it. It'd be all over. It'd be so bad. Never Ariz. Never. I'm always interested to see how far he drops when I do streams, because you guys know how much I hate him. Well, I don't hate him. Let me back up. I think he's bad for this format. Like Luis Ariz is a really fun player to watch, but I just think he's really bad for this format. I swear there was a final team last year with 3 outfield. I mean, look, once the playoffs start, like anything is possible. I'm just trying to build smart teams to hopefully get as many through to the playoffs as I can, and then just sit back and enjoy the ride, because there's nothing you can do about it. And some weird stuff's going to happen. Like Dansby Swanson's going to decide to stop sucking out of nowhere, and he's going to ruin your life, and that's just what's going to happen. So you just got to hope you have that guy on your team. I did not. Let's see, Jordan Walker. Do you want to do that? Guys, I could be so original and do a Cardinal stack right now. You have no idea. Let's root for the bounce back on Jordan Walker, shall we? I'm going to recap this other team that I'm drafting on my phone because I'm doing, if you came in a little late, I hopped in a draft that was like I was the last person in. So I didn't want to do that to y'all. So we started a new room. Got the 8 in both, the 8 slot in both. So I have 2 gunner teams simultaneously. So we'll look at that other team for giggles. So currently a 6-4-6 build. Whenever I take Spencer Strider, I do like to make that a 7-pitcher build just to kind of insulate myself a little bit more from missing those first couple starts. I won't force it if the team doesn't call for it, though. Like, honest to God, not with Woodruff, because like I don't know if Woodruff is gonna, he might miss a start or two too, but I still don't care. He should be going at 190. If I feel comfortable with the quality and the innings capability of the staff, I'll leave it at 6 and just have 5 pitchers for the first few weeks. But most Strider teams I have are going to be 7s. Let's see. Sorry. TK, 80 drafts in, 7 pitchers every draft. I mean, that feels the best to me. 7-6-7, 7-7-6. That feels good to me. I have a couple of 8-pitcher teams, and I have a few 6s, but 7 pitchers feels nice. Have you started working last round scrolls? Found some new pitchers in infield to make? Yeah, I have actually. Taking a page out of our dear friend John Roto Run. We're scrolling. We've been scrolling a lot more lately. He has helped. Watching him do his thing has given me the courage to do the same. So, I've found myself. I really like Carlos Correa. I feel like he's way too cheap. Obvious, injury concerns, but I've been getting him a round or two, round and a half, sometimes ahead of ADP lately. Been trying to get more Rhys Hoskins, so I've been forcing him up a little bit. So yeah, I've been trying to do that more. And this range just like it sucks for me. I'm not a fan of a lot of stuff in this range. Like Tommy Edman feels fine in stacks. Xander Bogaerts feels good in stacks. Gehrig just took a rise. So sorry for my sins, but he just worked with Merrill. You could have just gotten Xander, and then if you wanted Luis Arraez, you could have just drafted like Willie Castro in the 20th, But I totally get it. I get the Arraez thing in stacks. I'm not, like I said, he's a very, very fun player to watch. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just think that he's borderline useless for this particular format. And if you look at stacking dingers, if you look at sweating dingers, and you look at his week by week scores, I'm sure you'll come to the same conclusion. You'll see a couple of little spikes, but it's a lot of 30s and 40s and 50s, and that's just not really going to help you. I don't know if Hockey Hooligan's watching at all, but this is kind of what I've been doing with Carlos Correa lately. A little bit of a pull up. I just feel like he's just mispriced right now. I'm drafting Brandon Pfaadt on my other team to assert dominance. So Turbo pulled up Rhys Hoskins, 6-4-6. I feel like I need an infielder here. I don't have any Tampa Bay. I'm still gonna do it though. I'm all about Brandon Lau this year. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd year in a row I've been all about Brandon Lau. You can take a couple guesses at how those first 2 years have gone. But guys, this is the year. All right. This is the year that Brandon Lau, who can't stay on the field, is going to stay on the field. And he's going to hit 35 home runs, maybe 40 outdoors, in the beautiful sunshine and occasional rain of Tampa, and we're going to be celebrating in the streets. Just manifesting. Let's manifest it. All right. Crew, it's okay to do when we draft with you. That's just mean. Be nice to Gehrig. He's nice enough to pop in. I got to look at your team, Gehrig, and let me find you here. I don't know if your name is. Oh, there it is. Colt fan. All right, gotcha. I'll take a look at your team later, just to see what you got going on. Let's see. Baltimore, Toronto. There's not really anything else in Toronto I want to stack right now. I think I'm done at outfield. This is a 7-7-6, I feel like. What do we want to do? I'm going to take Yainer Diaz. I know he's a catcher, but the Astros are really going to need him to like be a thing this year. Like, because I don't know that their offense is going to be overly good. Josh Young. So they really need a big year out of Yainer Diaz. And I've said it before on stream. Every time, like, see Roto guys ranking catchers or something, he's near the top of the list. It's usually Adley, Raleigh, and Yainer Diaz. Last year, like, if he gives me 1,100 points as a catcher, I'm okay with that. I definitely want to see this number go up. Like, I want to see more pop in the home run column. But he's a guy I've been getting to quite a bit, and I don't stack Houston all that often, so there's a lot of unstacked Yainer Diaz in this here portfolio. Recapping the team, we have the Devils number build going right now. So we've got 6 pitchers: Michael King, Spencer Strider, Hunter Brown, Tanner Bybee, Brandon Pfaadt, and Brandon Woodruff. I need to find another Brandon to draft and just bludgeon you all with Brandons. And field, Gunnar Henderson, Vlad Guerrero, Adley Rutschman, Jackson Holiday, Brandon Lau, and Yainer Diaz. John, I hope if you're watching still, I hope I'm making you proud here. All right, we got a round and a half ahead on Brandon Lau. We got a round and a half ahead on Yainer Diaz. We're scrolling. All right, we got a round and a half ahead on Woodruff, a full round ahead on Pfaadt. I'm watching. I'm listening, my friend. Outfield: Santander, Riley Green, Christian Yelich, Luis Robert Jr., Nolan Jones, and Jordan Walker. So yeah, this is definitely a 7-pitcher build. I'm probably going to go with 7 infielders too, because like late outfield is just kind of ugh. I could draft Jesus Sanchez on this team for like the 40th time. Where am I at on him? What? Jesus Sanchez, 27%. That seems excessive. So I think I'm going to not draft him on this team. Like, I like Jesus Sanchez. Like, he feels kind of safe to me this late. It's not like I think he's going to be this year's Brent Rooker, but let's keep scrolling. Andres Jimenez, no. We can do the Morel thing. That's too popular. Well, I know what I want to do at pitcher, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. David Festo's looking like he has had one little spring debut, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a share of him. Thanks for regretting not waiting for Bogarts instead. If you think Bogarts is a better pick, like just do it, man. Don't worry about ADP so much. I fall into this trap all the time, so I need to practice what I preach here. But don't don't let the ADP stop you from, grabbing a guy who can complete a stack. Because I'm sorry, but if Xander Bogaerts makes it back to me here, yeah, it's unstacked, but I don't know that I can pass up on him. This other team, I'm not paying any attention to. We'll see. Should I get fun? Should I get really fun with the infield? What's our definition of fun? We're scrolling. If we can do a stack, great. If not, Gorman, no. Shanwell, no. Jonathan Aranda? We can stack him with Lau. We want to get silly with some Jonathan Aranda? F it. Let's do it. Boom. We scrolled. We found our final guy. That's the first time I've drafted Jonathan Aranda, by the way. And we've got our team. 776 build. There it is, guys. We'll recap it when we're done. But this is playing the hits for me, especially with the pitching staff. I mean, my cumulative ownership on this pitching staff is, I'm not joking, probably like 110% or something. So yeah, it's a popular pitching staff for me. TK, what happened? What did we do to you? Did you get sniped by somebody? I promise you guys, I'm gonna do everything that I can to try to get better about showing the draft board when I'm talking. I need to do better at that. So I'm sorry if that irritates the hell out of you. Bear with me. Just, I'm just a dude doing this, trying to do my best. Huge Mitchell Staines, great pick. You're talking about Garrett Mitchell? Probably. Yeah, he's awesome. I love Garrett Mitchell. He hit a home run recently. Off Yamamoto, too. That was fun. That's the first time Aranda got drafted. In this, he's been drafted before. He's got an ADP, 239.8. Yeah, I just wanted to do something different, man. Tired of clicking the same names all the time. You know what? Let's do this. Let me pull up that other team I'm working on here, and I can finish it off. It's in the 18th round. I have no idea what's going on here. So it's a 5-6-6 build. Pablo Lopez, Framber Valdez, Bryce Miller, Sandy Alcantara, Brandon Pfaadt. Infield is Gunnar, Bryce Harper, Tristan Cassis, Michael Tolia, Max Muncy, and Josh Young. That's actually kind of sick. All right. Outfield, J-Rod, Ian Happ, Bellinger Yelich, Tyler O'Neill, and Lars Nootbaar. Okay. I feel like I've got something brewing here. Let's go ahead and add. This team doesn't need another infielder. It needs 7 pitchers, though. So let's do Gavin Williams. Come on down, my friend. I can't see the bottom of my screen. There we go. All right. I will wrap this one up. I'm not going to make you guys watch me do a draft by myself. Let me just pull it up on my phone so I don't miss any picks, because I don't want to auto Luis Ariz if he's still around. Hang tight. Sorry, guys. Okay. Completed. Let's look at the one we just did. There she is. All right. Let's take a peek. So 776 build: Michael King, Spencer Strider, Hunter Brown, Tanner Bybee, Brendan Pfaadt, Brandon Woodruff, David Festa. Infield: Gunnar, Vlad Adley, Jackson Holiday, Brandon Lau, Yainer Diaz, Jonathan Aranda. And then the outfield is Santander, Riley Green, Christian Yelich, Luis Robert Jr., Nolan Jones, and Jordan Walker. I like this team, actually, quite a bit. I love the pitching staff. It's just got my guys. Like, Dan, your team is disgustingly good. I don't like you. That makes you feel good. Yeah, this team feels really, really nice. I think that it is well constructed. The pitching staff has a ton of upside. having Strider come back after a couple starts. Yeah, I really do like this team. This might be my favorite team that I've drafted on stream this year. Yeah. A lot of teams I've drafted, I think, are garbage. And this one is good. So that makes me happy. Let's take a look at Dan's garbage team. So he drafted from the 10th position, 767. Tarek Screwball. Ooh, at 39. Nice. A little 10 pick discount on Screwball. I like that. An 11 pick discount on Hunter Green. Yusei Kikuchi, Spencer Arrighetti, Zach Eflin, Chris Bassett, Brady Singer. Infield, J-Ram, Mookie Betts, CJ Abrams, Ezekiel Tovar, Max Muncy, and Christian Encarnacion Strand, who I believe homered today. James Wood, Brenton Doyle, Spencer Steer, Steven Kwan, Kerry Carpenter, Michael Conforto, and oh boy, oh Dan, oh buddy, here we go. Are you doing it? Are you wish casting Chris Bryant isn't dead? Don't do this to me. Don't give me hope. Okay, I can't do this again. I can't do the Chris Bryant thing again. So I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see that. I do think your team is fun. I think it's a little bit different than what I've seen you draft. Like I'm not paying attention to all your teams, but I feel like we're in on a lot of the same guys. So let's do that. Sorry. Let's see who else we got in here. I wanted to look at where's the Arise team. There it is. All right, let's look at this Arise team. 776 from Colt Fan. This is our guy in chat, Garrig. Thank you again, Garrig, for hanging out. 776 build. Luis Castillo, Freddie Peralta, Kevin Gosman, Brian Wu, Jose Barrios, Nestor Cortez, and old Bubba Chandler. There he is. Infield, Ketel Marte, Junior Caminero, Alex Bregman, Josh Naylor, Yanni Diaz, Luis Arise, and Trevor Story. And then the outfield, Corbin Carroll, Jackson Merrill, that rhymes, Ian Happ stacked with Seiya Suzuki, Josh Lowe, and Jake McCarthy to stack with Corbin Carroll. Yeah, man, you got some stacking going on here. Like this is a very stacked team. What do you have, like 10 stacked hitters, something like that? Trevor Story, man, I want him to be good again, but I'm very concerned that he is dusty. But we'll see. There's worse 20th round picks. Like you could have drafted Andrew Vaughn or Andrew Benintendi. That would have been worse. Yeah, fun teams all around. Turbo, I know you're in here too. 776, Framber, Spencer Swellenbach, Max Fried, Bryce Miller, Taj, Clay Holmes, Jose Soriano. Nice. I like to look through the teams to see who people are scrolling for. That makes it entertaining. Sorry, I have one more pick on this other team that I have to make, and it needs to be a pitcher. So let's just do DJ Hurts on this team. There we go. Ellie De La Cruz, Austin Riley, William Contreras, Gleyber Torres, Wilson Contreras, Reese Hoskins, Josh Bell. I like that infield. Minus Josh Bell, but do your thing. I'm not a Josh Bell believer. Jackson Churio, MH3, Randy Arozarena, Dylan Cruz, Jung Ho Lee, Parker Meadows. Yeah, these are interesting. Coolers. You know, I'm not too horribly worried about getting more creative with 7 pitcher. I think what we've seen is like a disproportionate number, like more than you would think, of like super late round pitchers last year actually wound up like putting up very, very impressive scores. So one thing I've been doing lately a little bit here and there is like getting 2 or 3 like aces and then shutting off pitcher till like the last few rounds. And then I just kind of scroll and hope I hit some guys. I'm going to try that here and there. See how that works. Cruz going oatmeal with your 7th. Luis Severino. Yeah. That's a fun staff, though. Seager Simeon. You've got stacks with Houston and Texas, with Oakland. Oh, yeah, this is a well-built team, man. That's a well-built team. Yeah, fun. All right, guys. Should have said this a long time ago, but I'm bad at streaming, so whatever. Hopefully you guys had a good time. I know I did. So hope you guys had fun. If you can, like the video, that'd be awesome. I'd appreciate it. If you haven't already, hopefully you like what you saw. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, there's a enormous likelihood that I will be streaming on Saturday in the afternoon. I will have a guest on with me. I'm very, very excited to stream with this individual, but I'll finalize the details and tweet it out. You can find me on Twitter X at WooWooJTrain. Appreciate you guys popping in, hanging out, doing a draft with me. Means a lot. You could be doing anything, and you came in to draft and talk baseball, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you guys. Turbo, thank you. Good evening, good night. Crew, good night, man. FK Coolers, thanks as always. Really enjoyed you guys hopping in. We'll be doing, another stream on Saturday. We'll do a dinger. And yeah, we'll have a fun guest on, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. So until then, guys, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you on the next one. All right.